That's the whole point of this class. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If it is wrong for you to have to pay for other people's stuff, it's just as wrong that they would have to pay for your stuff. And so now can you tell me, who are you really hurting when you steal from a store? Well, that's a selfish answer.
Everyone.
Everyone who walks in the door, including yourself. Who are these people? Well, they're everyday people just like yourself. Some of them are your neighbors. It's Jennifer Sturt, a young college student trying to pay her way through college. It's old Martha Jones, a little old lady on a Social Security income. It's Brian and Tina Smith, a young couple trying to make it on minimum wage jobs. These are the everyday kind of people that you're hurting when you steal. And so here's the next big question. Do you care if you hurt other people or not? In fact, you know what statistics say? That 2% of the male population and 1% of the female population are what is called sociopathic. A sociopath does not care if they hurt other people or not. Now, based on those statistics, we might have some sociopathic people in here. Maybe you don't care either. Now, I want you all to do some soul searching right now and ask yourself, do I really care if I hurt other people or not? And if you come up with the answer, no, I don't care, I'm going to excuse you to go home. I want you just to get up and leave your stuff on the back table and have a good day, because you will get nothing from the rest of this class. So I'm going to take a quick break, let all the sociopaths leave. Well, does that mean you do care if you hurt others or not? In fact, I'm looking for a show of hands. If you do care, let me see your hand. Keep them up until I see. Everybody on this side cares. And everybody on this side, thank you. Actually, that's what I thought. I thought it was that you do care. And so that tells me that when you stole, it wasn't because you didn't care. It was because you didn't understand the hurt. Guess why we have these classes? So that you understand the hurt. Well, it hurts both emotionally and financially. Now remember I said we were talking about the big chain stores? It is different if it's a small mom and pop type store, because they cannot afford to raise their prices. They're already competing with the big discount stores. And if they raise their prices, what's going to happen? That's right. People just won't shop there anymore, and they're out of business. This accounts for 30% of the bankruptcies of small shops and stores because of employee and customer theft. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it hurts people. Is there anyone in here who likes to hurt? Let me see your hands. Of course not. That was a stupid question. But the reason I asked was because if you don't like to hurt, then shouldn't you treat others the way you would like to be treated? Well, what's that beginning to sound like? Beginning to sound like your mom. No, it's beginning to sound like a little rule that you might have heard before. What's that called? The golden rule. Ah, yes, the golden rule. Does everyone know what the golden rule is? Well, I'm beginning to hear it, but before you go too far, let's all say it together. And if you don't know what it is, look on your pen. That's why I wanted you all to have this pen. So, here we go on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. How many of you think that is a good rule for other people to live by? Let me see your hands. Now, how many of you think it's a good rule for you to live by? Now, was it any harder for you to raise your hand the second time? Did you know that every major religion teaches some form of the Golden Rule? In fact, Jesus said, "Whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them likewise." The Hindu religion says, "Not one of you truly believes until you wish for others what you wish for yourself." The Taoism religion says, "Regard your neighbor's gain as your gain, your neighbor's loss as your loss." Islamics say this is the sum of duty. Do not do unto others what would cause pain if done to you. Yes, I think these are powerful words that we should apply to our own lives. Now, if you don't see that, and you can't see that if you want other people to treat you with respect, but you're not willing to show other people respect, then you have what we call a double standard. There's also an H word for people like that, and that is hypocrites. Well, psychologists have a term for it as well. It's called cognitive dissonance. Cognitive means what you know. Dissonance means conflict, discord, disharmony. Now, if you have a conflict between what you know is right and what you do, then guess what? You're experiencing cognitive dissonance. That is that shame, that guilt feeling, that lack of peace that I read you about earlier. You know what we're all trying to achieve in life? The opposite of cognitive dissonance, which is cognitive consonance. Consonance means the same. And so, in order to achieve cognitive consonance, you have two choices. Ladies and gentlemen, you can either change your values and your morals, or you can change your behavior. Which one do you think is the easiest to change, young man? You don't know, because you weren't listening, were you? How are you going to get anything out of this if you don't listen? Can you tell me which one is easier to change? That's right. It is far easier to change your behavior than it is to change your morals and values. And so if you ever expect to be happy in life, and I bet all of you do, you can heed the words of Mahatma Gandhi, who once said, "Happiness is when what you think, say, and do are all the same." That's right. That is cognitive consonance. It is the only way you will ever be happy with your life.